Namaste. Okay. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So we looked at the first shloka. Now we'll go to the second one. Saketakhya jyayayam asidya vipradipta aryadhara purajita devadya vishwasagriya sava sharava. So this is the second shloka in the anuloma method. The pratiloma method is vara sha. I think we did not go to the pratilomam one. We just looked at the anuloma shloka. Let's go over that a bit and then we will go to the next one. So saketakhya jyayam asit ya vipradipta aryadhara puhu ajita adevadya vishwasa agriya savasha arava. So this is the anuloma padyam, which is a description of Ayodhya. Ajita. Ajita here is Ajasya Putraha Ajihi Tena Ita Prapta Dasharathena Adishtita. That is Dasharatha Eva Tatra Raja. Dasharatha was the king of Ayodhya and it was ruled by Dasharatha. Ayodhya was ruled by Dasharatha. The original name of Ayodhya is Saketa. It was called Ayodhya because it was not, it could not be conquered even by the Devas. Adevadi Avishwasa. Devadyaha avishwasaha nasti yatra. So devadyaha is deva gandharvadayaha and teshu avishwasaha apratyaha. You can also say there was no trust in the fact that the devas would conquer. So which means they would not conquer. It's something like a double negative here. The other way to look at it is there are two interpretations. One is it is Ayodhya, that which cannot be conquered. The other interpretation is that people were always with the they believe the astikaha eva tatra asan. They believed in all the devas, so they believed in yaga karma, which will give the food or havis for the devas. Hence, they had a great trust or belief in the devas, and they also believed that the devas would not come and conquer Ayodhya. So it was such a big fortress here. The next is, so because they believed in the devas, it was a place where a lot of yagas were happening, and so the sounds of the brahmanas doing yaga, savasha savam ashnanti iti savashaha devaha savashaha tatsambandhi savashaha. So deva sambandhi athava yajna sambandha shabdaha tatra asan. So aravaha kolahalaha. There was a big, there was always resounding noise of the yagas were constantly there in Ayodhya. Aryadhara, Aryanam Adhara. Aryaha tu Vaishyaha. So it was the basis for both yaga karma and for Vanijyam. Viprehi Adipta. So Vipradipta. Agriya. Agriya ityukte mokshapurishu prathamaganita. So Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika. We start with Ayodhya. So it is the first that is named as far as mokshapuris are concerned, the best of the nagaras. Saketakhya jyayam asit. Jya means kshitihi bhumihi. So bhumau saketakhya nagari puri asit. Tasyaha anyat nama Ayodhya iti. Now we look at the pratiloma padyam. We started off with Ramavandanam and Krishna Vandanam. So the first anuloma padyam will be Ayodhya Varnana. There are two shlokas in describing Ayodhya. And then the Pratilomam, we will take it as Dwaraka. Again, the Saketa is mentioned in Ayodhya, whereas in Krishnavatara, and the mention of Dwaraka is not there. The shloka in the Pratiloma manner is Varashava Sagrya Sashva Vidyavadeta Jira Puhu Radharyapta Dipra Vidya Sima Yajya Khyata Kesa. So this is the arrangement of the reverse order of the shloka. The Pratiloma Padyasya Padachhedaha Va Rashau Varashau Asa Agriya Sashva Sa Ashva Vidyavadeta Jira Vidyavada Ita Aji Ira Puhu Radharyapta Radha Arya Apta Vidyasima Ya Jakhyata Ke Sa. So this is the Padacheda. The Anvayam is Ya Puhu Agriya Sashva Vidyavada Ita Ajira Radharyapta Dipra Vidyasima Jakhyata Puhu Sa Varashau Ke Asi Asa. I think I missed out the Sa here. You have the Sa at the end, and somehow the Sa should come at probably Sa Puhu Varashau Ke Asit. Sa, I think Sa can be put in the middle here. So Ya Puhu Agriya Asit or Ya Agriya. Now what is Agriya here? Moksha Purishu. Again, the first one mentioned is Ayodhya only. There is no change in that. But the last one that is mentioned is Dwaravati, which is Dwaraka. So Dwaraka being mentioned as the last among the 7 Mokshapuris, the last is always you save the best for the last, no? Something like that. It can also be taken as the Uttama. Agriya can be taken as the first and foremost mentioned among the 7 cities. Here you can take it as it is the last, but at the same time it is the best. That is why it is mentioned at the end. So Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya, Kanchi, Kashi, Avantika, Puri, Dwaravati, Chaiva. So Dwaravati, Cheti. So Dwaravati is Dwaraka. In this shloka, Dwaraka is not mentioned, Dwaravati is not mentioned. We again take clues to understand why it could be the Dwaraka. So let's go through each of those adjectives and then decide. Sashva is the next word. Sashva, Ashvaihi, Sahita, Puhu. Puhu is in Strilinga Padam. So everything else is also in Prathama Ekavachanam Strilingam. So Sashva, Ashvaihi, Sahita. Ashva is just an indication, Upalakshanam, to show that it represents all of the parts of a Sena. In a Sena, you have Ratha, Gaja, Turaga. Turaga is Ashwa, Padati, foot soldiers. You have chariots, Gaja, elephants, Ashwa, horses, and Padati, foot soldiers. These are the 4 components of an army. So by mentioning Ashwa, he is just indicating that all of the rest of the army components are also present in Dwaraka. Hence, it is well fortified. The Puranam is such that, to avoid Jarasandha's attack, Krishna decided to move his capital to Dwaraka and fortify the Dwaraka. He also kept it in an island in the middle of the ocean so that it will be unapproachable. So those are the clues for us to understand that it is Dwaravati. One more important thing is Varashau Ke Asit. That is also another thing that is going to say. That is, it was in the middle of the ocean. So the only city that is in the middle of the ocean was Dwaraka. And of course, in the earlier shloka, in the first shloka, we saw Gopya Radhi Ityadikam tu Tatra Asit. We also are going to have Radharyapta iti padam. And that also indicates that it is a city which was occupied by Krishna. Hence, we take it as Dwaravati. Sashva, Ashvaihi Sahita. So it has horses and other components of the army also. Vidyavada Ita Ajira. So Vidyavada Ita Aji Ira. Ira is Bhumi. it is the bhumi or the kshetram where a lot of, it was the place of scholars having academic fights. It also was well equipped to have a real battle also. At the same time, there it was also a bhumi. It was not only dedicated to kshatriyas. It was also a place where scholars could fight amongst themselves. Also, vakvadaha api prachalan nityeva tatra. Na kevalam hasta hasti, whatever, not only that kind of a physical fight was there, but there was also verbal fights in the form of academic fights. So vidya vada ita vidyavadeshu ita ajihi yuddham. Ita is prapta, that fight which was happened or which came to be during Vidyavada, during academic debates. So during academic debates, there was always yuddham, which was done by Panditas. And this bhumi was a bhumi for those Panditas. So the word Vidyavadeshu ita ajihi yaihi te. So yaihi panditaha eva tatra yuddham akurvan Vidyavadeshu. They tried to fight, or they not yuddham iti, don't take it in the sense of quarrel, fight, tatha nasti. It's just a healthy debate. Okay. So the Kavi uses this word because it is suitable for this kind of an anuloma pratiloma kavyam. That is why. And you can take it in a very humorous manner, not literally saying that they were fighting. So Vidyavadeshu prapta ajihi yaihi tesham bhumihi. So this is a bhumi kshetram of those who got into a fight in the matters of Vidyavada, in the matters of academic debates. Okay. So this is their bhumi. Bhumihi ira iti. So ralayor abhedaha vartate. There are some padam where there is no difference between ra and la. You can interchange and use it in Sanskritam. Sometimes even ra and da is also confused. Sometimes la and da is also confused. The most famous thing that they say is Eid is for praising, right? So Dakshinamurti Ide ityasti. So Dakshinamurti Ide iti chet tatra I praise, prashamsam karomi iti. So I praise or astotram karomi. I do a stuti for Dakshinamurti. You use the Kriya Padam Ide. Tatra da iti asti. Now go to, if you have heard the first sentence of Rigveda, it says Agnim Ide Purohitam ityasti. So Agnim Ide Purohitpe. Agnim Ide. I offer my salutations or I do a stotram of Agni. That is the first sentence of Rigveda. So they interchange the la and da. That is when la comes in. It is a Vedic aksharam there. The same way, ra and la can also be interchanged in certain cases. In Amarakosha, you find the word ila mentioned. Ira is also mentioned later in the Nanartha Varga. So Vipula, Gakhwari, Dhatri, Gaurila, Kumbhini, Kshama. So these are all the words for Bhumi. In the Nanartha Varga, in the Nanartha Varga, you find the word Ira, Bhu, Vak, Sura, Apsu, Syat, Tandra, Nidra, Pramilayoho. Not these, we need only these. Ira, Bhu, Vak, Sura, Apsu. These are the 4 places where the word ira can be used. It is used in the sense of bhumi, a sense of vak, speech. Ira can also mean sura, wine or alcohol. Apsu, ira is also water. But in this case, it is a kshetram or bhumi. Vidyavade tajira. Puhu, that we have already seen. So ya puhu, agriya, sashva, Vidyavade tajira. Now, next, Radharyapta. Radha, ruled by the Lord of Radha. Radhayaha Aryaha Swami Tena Apta Prapta Iyam Puhu. This city has been obtained or it has been ruled by Radha's Pati. there's a big discussion about how, Radha is not mentioned in Bhagavatam. She is mentioned in every other Puranam other than Bhagavatam, but she is mentioned in a very subtle and in a gudha manner in Bhagavatam. Aradhyate kaya iti. So aradhyate iti Radha iti nama tatra sakshat na uktam, but it is mentioned in a very hidden manner in Bhagavatam. But there are other places where you have the mention of Radha in other Puranas, in local folklore, and everywhere she is present. Radha. We just had Radha Ashtami also, just 2 days back or something like that. So Radhayaha Aryaha Swami Tena Apta. Arya we saw in the first section, that is in the Anuloma Padyam, we saw that Arya meant Vaishyaha. Atra tu Aryaha iti Swami, Patihi iti. So again, words lend to different meanings. So many meanings are there, hence poets can play with the words here. So Radha, Aryapta, this is another clue that it is Dwaravati, or this is the first clue that we have to say that it is Dwaraka. Dipra, it can also be Gokulam, Mathura. There are so many places that Krishna lived. So why do we say that it is Dwaraka? We will again come to that. So Dipra, Prakashamana, Deepyati, the Vidya Sima, Vidyanam Sima. Sima is always the Tamil Yellaimbo. It is the finale of Vidya. Dwaraka, just as how Dwaraka is mentioned at the end of all the Mokshapuris, it is a Siddhi Kshetram. Any kind of Vidya, if you want it to be the, the final and ultimate residing place of all of those Vidyas, is Sakshat Narayana. And Narayana tu Krishnavatarena tatra agataha Dwarakayameva avasat tasmat sarva vidyanam api siddhihi tatraiva bhavati iti. So the entire learning, the gamut of knowledge that we have, everything is directed towards the ultimate supreme knowledge. And that supreme knowledge took a form and resided in Dwaraka. So the Dwaraka itself is a Punya Kshetram. So it becomes the culmination of all of our knowledge. So Vidyanam Sima, it is the place which is supposed to be the end for all learning. You may read so many things, but at the moment that Moksha Swarupam is seen, then that's it. All your learning comes to Vyarthameva Tatra. It leads only to that Parama Purushaha. And when you attain that supreme, that becomes your end for all of the Vidya. That Moksha Vidya eva tatra Parama iti karanat. So Vidyayaha Sima. Jya Khyata. Again, Jya means Bhumi. Bhumyam Khyata Prasiddha. Until this, we don't know that it is Dwaraka, except for the fact that Krishna is present here. Sa Varashau Ke Asa. Varashav, Varam Rashihi Samudraha. So Varashav Samudre Ke Jale Asa. So Kaha is Brahma, Kam is Jalam. A word where you must have heard is Kanjalochana. Kanjam is lotus. Kat Jayate iti Kanjam. So that which comes out of water, Jalajam, Kanjam, right? Sarojam. All of these are Padam, which indicates lotus. But the Vyutpatti, the etymological derivation is that which is born from water. So Ka is a Padam for Jalam. Ke Jale, Saptami Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Varashav Ke. Nadi Jale iti vadamaha. So Tatha Atrapi Samudra Jale. So Varashav Ke. In the samudram, inside in the water or floating on the water, it was present. Sa asit. Ya Puhu. That city which was ruled by Radha, which was also Dipra, Prakashamana, it was resplendent, lustrous. Kanti Yukta asit. Vidyayaha Sima Siddhi Kshetra Bhuta. Jyayam Khyata, it was well known in the Bhumi. Varasho ke asa. Now, this asa is a very peculiar padam. When you take asa dhatu, asti staha santi iti latlakare vartate. Asit astam asanna. If you go to lit lakara, it will take on bhu dhatu. Aster bhuhu iti sutram vartate. So, because of that sutra, asa is replaced by bhu dhatu, and the lit lakara should be following the bhu dhatu lit lakara. So there is no asa, asatuhu, asuhu, but you only use babhuva, babhuvatuhu, babhuvuhu. But that asa will be used for all of the 10th conjugation and nijantas, where you have, let's say, kathayati, chorayati, ya is there, pathayati. Then what do you do for the lit lakara there? You will have to use asa or babhuva or chakara in combination with the original dhatu. So you say kathayam asa, pathayam asa, pathayam babhuva, pathayan chakara. Right? So kathayam chakara, kathayam babhuva. You can use all three, asa, bhu and kri. Kribhvasti, bhu or kri, bhu, asti. All these three can be used for lit lakara along with the original dhatu. So asa can never exist on its own. It is an asadhu prayoga. It cannot exist on its own. So it is treated as an avyayam in this case, which is something called a tinganta pratirupakam avyayam. Pratirupakam means that which imitates. It imitates a tinganta. It asa looks like a litlakara prathama purusha ekavachanam. So sa puhu asa, sa puhu babuva. So that is the meaning that we get. It was present. That city was existing. So that the city was present in the waters of the ocean. Right? So asa, even though it looks like litlakara, it imitates tingantam. But it is not it cannot be declined like asa, asatuhu, asuhu, ityadi. We cannot give a conjugation for that. We treat it as an avyayam, that which cannot be this thing. You have this vibhakti pratirupaka avyayam. I'm not sure if you have read these. Simple words like, let's say, uchaihi. Uchaihi is a word which is an avyayam, but it reminds us of Ramena Ramabhyam Ramaihi. Iti Tritiya vibhakti bahuvachanam. But it is an avyaya. So it imitates a vibhakti pratirupakam avyayam. In the same way here also, if it imitates a tinganta word, yet there is no declension because or conjugation, because that conjugation is asadhu. It is not permitted by Panini here. If that is the case, then it is treated as an avyaya and which imitates a tinganta. Okay, so here asa is an avyayam, but the meaning is the same. The meaning is babhuva. Okay, so varasha savagra, varashava sagriya sashva vidyavadeta jirapuhu radharyapta dipra vidya simayajya khyata kesa. Let's go over the people wanted bhavartha for this, so I have just given the points for these two shlokas. So first is the anuloma padyam. Kavihi atra ayodhyam varnayati saketakhya puri asit satu devadibihi ajeya, that is, it was not conquered by the devas, ataha tasyaha nama ayodhya, yodhya yodhum yogya, that which can be attacked, tatha nasti iti karanat ayodhya. It was called ayodhya because it was not even, it could not be conquered even by the devas. Aja aji ita khalu, so ajaputrena adishtita sayeva tatra raja asititi. And then you have Vipra, Deepta, Aryadhara. These are the two words that indicate that there were a lot of Brahmanas. So Vipraha tatra yaga karmani akurvan. Tadanantaram tasmadeva tatra yajna shabdaihi shabdaha api asan. That is the savasharava, the last word that you have in the shloka. That indicates that there were a lot of sounds of yaga coming in. and Vipras, all the Vipradipta, there were Brahmanas who were performing yajnas. Aryadhara, it was also a repository for Vanijya karma. So Vanijya karmani api tatra asanniti. Now for the second one, Varashava, Sagrya, Sashva. This is a description of Dwaravati, Dwarakapuri. This is the Krishnasya avasaha. So it is a Varam Rashihi. Okay. There should be two Ra, but there is a Lopa there. Dhralop of Purvasya Dirgho Anaha ityasti. So Var plus Rashihi. The one Repa is elided there. I think that is the Sutram that should come there. Anyway, so Atra Dwaravati Krishnasya Nivasapuri Varnyate. Radharyapta Radhapatihi Saha eva tatra vasati. Bhumau cha prasiddha iyam puri prakashamana dipra, so it is also lustrous here, and samudra jale vartate varashau varashau, the repa, one of the repa is elided there. Punaramate irukalla, something like that. I think there should be a sutram which comes in. Yeah. And the purvasya dirghaha bhavati iti asti. So vaha varau vara.
Rory.
Rory, correct. Yes. When there are two repas, one of the repa is gone. Correct. Rory. Ama. So vaha varau varaha is the Prathama Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam. This is the Shabda. It is a Rephanta Shabda. For Vari, we use Ikaranta Napunsakalingam. Correct? Vari iti jalam. This is a Vaha Vara Var iti asti. So this is a, I think it's a Pullinga Padam there. Samudra Jale Vartate. And then you have Sashva. Sashva is Ashvasena Bihi Yukta, not only Ashva, but Gaja, Ratha, and Padati. All of these components were also present. So it was an Ativa Surakshita Puri. Iti. Vidyavadaita Ajira. There were a lot of Vada Prativadaha Asan. Vidyanam Siddhihi api. Siddhim Praptum Shakyate Yataha Tatra Sakshat Krishnasya Vasaha Asita iti Karanat. So wherever any Kshetram that has a Sannidhyam of Bhagavan, then that becomes the place where you realize the Supreme, and that is where all of your learning till now attains a culmination. So Dwaraka becomes the Vidyanam Siddhi. Okay. Now we go to the next shloka. Now this is also a description of the two cities, Ayodhya and Dwaraka. Kama Basthala Sara Shri Saudhasau Ghana Vapika Sara Sara Vapina Sara Sara Vapina Sarasa Arava Pina Saragakara Subhuri Bhuhu. This is the Anuloma Padyam. Pratiloma Padyam is Bhuri Bhusurakagara Sana Pivara Sarasa Kapi Vanagha Saudhasau Shri Rasalastha Bhamaka. Now these two shlokas are not in the earlier meter. The earlier meter was Vidyunmala, but this meter is normal Anushtub. We will see the definition of that next. So the Padachedam for this is Kama Bhaha Sthala. So Kama Bhas Sthala Sara Shri Saudha Asau Ghana Vapika Sarasa Arava Pina Saraga Akara Subhuri Bhuhu. The Anvayam, all of these are just adjectives for Ayodhya. So you can rearrange it in any manner. Asau is the only Sarvanama Shabdam, so you can put that in the beginning or you can put it in whatever arrangement the shloka is. It doesn't matter. It's okay. You need to provide a Kriya Padam here, and that Kriya Padam, either you can take it from the earlier shloka, which is Asa, as a Tinganta Pratirupakam. You can take that Padam also, or you can provide your own. Padyeshu adrishtam padam aharaniyam. So you will have to bring in some adyahara, which is, that is, you superimpose or you bring in some padam and put it there so that it makes it more meaningful and lends to proper sentence format and not a padya format. There are a lot of people, poets get away with a lot of things in poetry. They will cite reasons of meter, etc., etc. But then it is the problem of the Vyakhyata and the people who try to explain. They will have to bring in padams from everywhere and try to make some sense of the shloka. So that is why I have brought in this abhut here, or asa. You can take asa from the earlier shloka also. So kama bhastala sara shri saudha asau ghana vapika sarasa aravapina saraga akara subhuri bhuhu. Now this chandas here is Anushtup chandas. There are 8 aksharas in this chandas. The same, Anushtup is a group. It is not the name of a meter. We normally say Anushtup because it just follows one 8 akshara format, and there is a lakshanam for it which says Panchamam lagu sarvatra saptamam dvichaturthayoho guru shashtam cha padanam chaturnam syat anushtubi. Anushtubi in Anushtup, it follows a pattern of Panchamam lagu sarvatra. The 5th letter should be laghu, and then the 6th should be guru. Saptamam dvi chaturthayoho. In the 2nd pada and the 4th pada, the 7th letter should be laghu. This is the format that you have to take. So take a shloka in this manner. So this is the 1st pada, this is the 2nd pada, 3rd and the 4th pada. Now here kama bhasthala sarashri, this will be the 1st pada. Saudha sau ghana vapika, the 2nd pada. Sarasarava pinasa ragakara subhuri bhuhu. You split it into 8 and 8. Any shloka, any padyam which has 8 aksharas like this. Akshara counts are only for the swaras. You don't count the vyanjanas. So swaras along with the vyanjana consonants and the samyukta aksharas should be treated as one. So there is one akshara for each swara. So there are 8 aksharas in each pada totally. Now, there can be, by permutation combination, there can be 256 bhedas for Anushtup. That is why Anushtup is called a jati. Each, you have upajati, you have trishtub, ushnik. These are all the names of the jati, which only indicates the number of aksharas in one padam. Then the combination of guru laghu lends to different meters. Like Shardula Vikreditam for 17, 19, 21 is 19, 21 is Sragdhara, you have Harini, Prithvi. These are the different meters, name of meters under a particular jati. So under the jati of Anushtup, we saw the meter Vidyunmala. But in general, it will, that sort of names are not given for many meters. It depends. The poet might decide to name the meter differently. He can give his own name. If you're familiar with music, you will know that there is this Dikshatar's way of naming ragas, and there is a Venkatamaki system of naming ragas. So, or there is another popular raga. There is a Tamil pun names for all the ragas. So the same scale, the same swaras, it will be named differently in different systems. In the same manner here also, you will find different names for Vidyunmala itself in a different system. Some other Sahityakara would have given some other name for that. So Anushtup is the common name that we give for any 8 akshara shlokas. The rule there is only that Panchamam lagu sarvatra. Everywhere, in all 4 padas, you have the 5th letter as laghu, panchamam, laghu, sarvatra. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what I have marked as red here. Panchamam, laghu, sarvatra. And then what happens? Saptamam, dvi chaturthayoho. Only in the 2nd and the 4th pada, you have laghu in the 7th letter. Okay. But Shashtam Guru cha Padanam Chaturnam, in all four padas, the sixth letter should be Guru, which is proper here in all of these. Okay, there will be exceptions. You take Puranas, you take Stotras, you take even Gita, you can find shlokas which do not have Panchamam Lagu, which don't have Saptamam Lagu or Shashtam Guru. There will be violations there. Poets who come later, who compose poems, they will try to stick to this rule of Panchamam Lagu Sarvatra and Saptamam Dvichaturthayoho. The more you read shlokas which have that, நம்ம recite பண்றச்சே we will know how, oh, this doesn't seem to fit in the meter properly as I chant. Why doesn't it? If you start analyzing Guru Lagu in this manner, then you will know that it violates somewhere. Even if one letter violates, then you won't be able to fix it properly in that tune that you are used to, like Gita tune. Yeah. So, Kama Bhastala Sarashri Saudhasau Ghanavapika Sarasarabapina Saragakara Subhuri Bhuhu. Now let's look at the meaning of this shloka. Now, as I said, the first Anuloma will always be a description of Ayodhya in the two shlokas. Okay. The next one also, I think. So, Asau Sa Ayodhya. Asau is Adash Shabda. It can mean something close by also. So, this Ayodhya. Kama Bhasthala Sara Shri Saudha. Kama Bhasthala Kamasya Bhaha Prakashaha. Tasya Sthana Bhutaha. It is like a Kama Uddipakaha. Sara Shriyaha Saudhaha. Saudha ityukte prasadaha. So there are palaces, Saudha. There are palaces which are beautiful, Shri, or Sara Shri, which have the best of the wealth, best of the beauty in them. Sara is essence. So Sara Shri, the best wealth or the best beauty is present in these palaces. So the palace structures in Ayodhya are so beautiful that they are automatically the sthalam or the places for Manmatha to shine. Kama Bhaha. So Manmatha shines forth. Manmatha for Kama Uddipanam iti in rasa, when you are analyzing rasa in a kavyam, in Alankara Shastra, you start from the surroundings. You start from first, there are two people. They are the alambana vibhava. We need those two people for on stage, two people who are in love, for us to also feel that Shringara Rasam in mind. Okay, we have Shakuntala and Dushyanta, popular figures for Shringara Rasa. So when those two people are present, if they are present in a shmashana, let's say, and there is a corpse burning on the side, will we feel disgust or will we feel Shringara? What will we feel there? So you need the proper ambience for Shringara. Right? You can't have them in the middle of a battlefield and say, oh, no, you have to feel Shringaram towards, you feel the love between Dushyanta and Shakuntala. Katham it's not possible, right? So we need that proper ambient nature. That atmosphere should be there for Manmatha to shine forth. So these palaces are so beautiful that it lends for Manmatha to automatically come in the minds of people. So Kama Bhaha Prakashaha, Kama Bhasaha Sthalabhutaha. So these are the places, the best places for Manmatha to shine, Kama to shine. And Kama Bhasthalani, Sara Shriyaha Saudhaha Yasyam Sa. There are also places where Manmatha shines. There are also beautiful palaces which are the essence of wealth in the world. So Tatha Asti Esha Puri. Kama Bhasthala Sara Shri Saudha. Ghana Vapika. Not only are the palaces beautiful, there are also reservoirs or water places. Vapikana Vaikyalambo. Sometimes. Dirghika, or those are ponds where people take baths. So, Ghana Vapika, they are Ghana or they are really thick, full reservoirs. Nibidaha. So Ghanavapikaha yasyam sa puri Ayodhya sarasa arava pina. The surrounding places, because there are a lot of reservoirs and lakes and rivers filled with water, there are these birds which come there. Usually in the wherever there is a lot of water, you will find that there are different kinds of birds that are attracted there. If you're near Chennai, you know that Vedantangal is a lake where it is a bird sanctuary also. So any lake becomes an ideal place for birds to come and be there, different kinds of birds. So Sarasa are also a kind of birds which like to reside near water places. So Sarasa Arava, Aravaha, Ravaha ityukte Shabdaha, Dhvanihi, the sound. Samantate Ravaha. So Chuttilum apde, the sound is resounding places, you know, and it is full with the sounds of these birds because there are water bodies also. So Sarasa Pakshinam Aravaihi Pina. Pinaங்கிறது வந்து you say fat அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம், ஆர் லார்ஜ் பவுண்டிஃபுல் எல்லாத்துக்கும் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். பீனா கேன் ஆல்சோ மீன் அ வெரி பாடி ஷேமிங் வே. யூ கேன் சே, யூ கேன் கால் பீனஹா சஹா பீனோ தேவதத்தஹா அப்படிம்போம், ரைட்? ததா நாஸ்தி அத்ர. யூ டேக் இட் அஸ் பூர்ணம், அப்படியே பூரிச்சு போயிருக்குங்கிறோம் இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி தமிழ்ல சொன்னா ஒரு நன்னா இருக்கு அதனால. So it is full with the sounds of the birds here. तथा अस्ति अयोध्या. Now sa raga akara subhuri bhuhu. This is a tough one. Every word has been tough, but this is even more difficult. Sar ragena saha vartate iti saragaha. So that is raga. Here we take it as red color only. So raga can mean attachment. Ragadvesha, those who have read Gita or know a little bit of Vedanta, you will know Ragaha and Dveshaha. Ragaha is attachment. Raga also means Anuraga, Prema, in a very this thing that Nayika bhava that you have with Krishna or the Lord, that is also Raga, Anuragaha iti. It can lead to moksham. That sort of an Anuraga is also Raga. Raga also means color, just any type of color. You can say blue, Krishna, white, whatever. Any color is Raga, Varnaha iti. Raga also means Rakta, the red color. Only it can specifically be addressed to red color. So here he takes it only as red color. So Saragaha, Raktima, Saraktima, Raktavarnena Yuktaha, Akaraha, form, Yasya, Yesham. So for those metals which have a red color in them. So Saragaha, Akaraha, that form which has red color also. So which means there are different types of it. What are we talking about here? Subhuri. Subhuri here means Swarnam. Bhuri means many also, but here specifically he takes from Amara, or there are other koshas also which say that Bhuri is a word that you use for Varnam or Swarnam. Swarne api Bhuri Chandrau. So Swarne Bhuri Chandrau. Chandraha is a word that can be used to indicate Swarnam, gold. Bhuri is another word for gold. So Subhurini, Shobhana Varnani, Suvarnani, Tesham Bhuhu Sthana Bhuta. Ayodhya is a place which has a lot of gold. And that gold, that Bhumi, is red in color. It and the Shemmannumbo. Tanjavur Pakatala, in near Tanjavur, you have this soil which is actually red in color. You don't find that much in the cities, but you go to Tanjavur, wherever you see, it is a red soil ground. So this is Saragakaraha Subhuri Bhuvaha. It's a beautiful colored floor, Bhumi, Pradesha, Sthanam, which has red color, whose forms are red color. So Saraga Akaraha Subhuri Bhuvaha Yasyaha sa. So the Ayodhya, which has mines or earth, which is of red color. So either you can say the bhumi is gold color, or the earlier way is gold is red. So you have, when I was researching on what is red gold is gold plus copper. There is rose gold. I heard about rose gold. Apparently, the more copper you include in gold, it gets a deeper color. So it is an alloy that you are talking of. So there is also blue gold, black gold. Black gold we know is oil, but apparently there is an alloy called black gold. There is a grey gold. இதெல்லாம் விக்கிபீடியால பார்த்தா தான் தெரியுது. So Saraga Akarani Subhurini. So gold which is red in color, and Tesham Bhuhu. It is a place where red gold is prevalent. Probably they knew how to make alloys. Who knows, no? So it can indicate either that Ayodhya is a bhumi which has red gold, or Ayodhya has many pradeshas, bhumi, which are red, which have red soil. Can be both. Huh? Now you know why I said it is difficult. Saragakara subhuri bhuhu Ayodhya iti. So this is the description of Ayodhya here. Kama bhasthala sara shri saudha, that which has palaces which are filled with one minute. Palaces which are am I correct? I was just wondering if I have this here. Okay. Sundara Bhavanani Santi. Yes. And Kama Uddipakani. There are beautiful palaces. They also give rise to Manmatha feelings. It's very easy when the atmosphere is very nice. Okay. So there are very deep Dirgha Vapi Ghana Vapika. So Bahuni Saramsi Vartante Tatra. Sarasa Pakshinaha Api Tatra Kujanti. So it attracts all the birds, and the birds are also surrounding that place and they are making sound. Suvarna Akaraha, there are many mines there. So Ayodhya or Ayodhya Bhumi Pradeshaha Rakta Asan. So you can take it as they are red in color. Now the next shloka is a description of Dwaraka, which we will do next class. If you have any questions, raise your hand, or you can unmute yourself directly. I think here I don't need to unmute. You can ask the questions. Yeah. Namaste. Bhanumati Modaya. Yeah, you can unmute. Namaste. Shankari Modaya.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
ईरा इत्युक्ते भूमिः, सुरा इति उक्तवती किल. मालविकाग्निमित्र नाटके इरावती, तर्हि भूमि
न भूमिः न, तत्र तु सुरा. यतः इरावती is a character who also drinks during the third act. If you see, she is a person who ghurnayanti agacchati iti tatra varnanam api kritam. So there you take it as sura. Yeah.
इला इत्यपि नाम श्रूयते किल, इला वर्षम् इति.
Ila Varsham, Ila is Bhumi there, and Ila is also Ila Nutu Ailaha iti Kuberasya nama. Ila is the name of his mother.
कुत्रचित् षड्मासान् यावत् पुरुषः भवति, अनन्तरं स्त्री भवति.
அது தேவி பாகவதத்துல இருக்கு அந்த கதை. ஆமா,
इति तत्रापि बहुकालं पूर्वं कदाचित् पठितम्, इदानीं सम्यक् स्मरणे नास्ति, किन्तु इला इति पदं स्मरामि. एवं पुरुषः भवति, अनन्तरं महिला अपि भवति. पार्वती परमेश्वरयोः अनुग्रहेण तस्य नाम विस्मृतवती. अनन्तरं महाराजः भवति सः.
आमा इरा. ओके,
धन्यवादः, बहु सम्यक् अस्ति.
Giri Maharaj Mahodaya, you had a question? No? Okay. Anybody else? Hema Mahodaya?
Ailabhrut iti agachyate na, somewhere in Rudram, somewhere Ailabhrut.
Ailabhrittangiradhu Rudratla vardhuna, definitely it is Kubera, because Kubera is the first and foremost of Shiva's devotees.
So that is the from Ila that Aila comes.
Yes, Ila is Kubera's mother. So Kubera nude pair da Ailangiradhu. So Ailabhrit, one who is supported by Ailaha, Kubera. Ena Kubera Puri is Alakapuri. Alakapuri's extension or its Bakhya Udyanam is Kailasa, and which is where Shiva is present. Adunala.
Okay.
And he is the leader of the Yakshas. He is also the first and foremost of Shiva's devotees.
Okay. Kubera is also Dikbalaka, is it?
Yes.
Kubera Ishaf Pataya Purvadinam Disham Kramat. It come Vardalya. Indra Vanhi Pitrupati. Okay. Thank you.
No.
So much we learned from one word.
I know. Next, anybody who's raised your hands? I see one user's iPad. I don't know who that is. Or Gomati Mahodaya?
Yeah. I was thinking of the description in what is that? Harihara Abedha Stuti, Go Nayanam, Ila Nayanam, where Ila also means bull, right? Nandi.
Yes.
Okay.
Ama. Vrishabha. Correct. Okay. Sushma Mahodaya, you have a question?
Mahodaya, namaste.
Namaste.
Tatra Tara ityukte kaha arthaha iti samyaktaya na jnatam. Tatto saramsi asyaha sante iti saraswati ityapi maya shrutam. Atrapi Sara ityukte kaha arthaha iti.
Saraha, essence. Sarashri, tatraiva khalu?
Amam.
Sarashri. Shri is beauty, and Sara is the essence of that beauty, no?
Astu.
Uttamam ityeva. Sarataya tatra sankshepataya iti. Saraha sankshepah athava uttamam. Both can be happen. Juice.
Anantaram tatrapi saraswati ityatrapi saramsi asyaha santi tadapi uttamam ityeva agacchati va? Bhavati va?
That I'm not sure. I need to check that. Saraswati. Possible. So yataha sa nadi rupena tatra pravaham karo. Saraha prayaha vakityapi anyat vartate. I don't know. Saraha Neeram Kalpadrumayam to atra. Wait, 1 minute. Kalpadruma or Vachaspathyam. Shabda Kalpadruma is better. 1 minute. Let me just check and tell you. Saraha Neeram Tadvat Rasaha Va Asti Asyaha Iti. Rasaha Asti. Saraha is Rasaha. So, essence of everything, no? Learning becomes the essence of everything. So, one who has the essence of it. So, you take Sara ityeva tatrapi swikartavyam.
Astu. Dhanyavadaha, Mahodaya.
Okay. No. Any other questions? You can unmute yourself. I don't know who has raised your hand. There is a user's iPad. I don't know what your name is, but please.
Namaste, Bhagini.
Namaste.
Padmavati Rangarajan.
Yes, please tell me.
Bhavadyaha fan Bhavatyaha Kadambari Kumara Sambhavam Vagera Shrutam Api MA first year part Asit Api I was எனக்கு ரொம்ப இந்த இது காவியம் படிக்கணும் ரொம்ப ஆசை. அதுவும் உங்க மூலமா வந்ததுல ஐ எம் வெரி மச் ஹாப்பி. நாங்களும் கேட்கிறோம், எங்க வீட்டுல எல்லாருமே கேட்கறாங்க. உங்களோட அவ்வளவு அழகா வியாக்கியானம், சந்தஸ் எல்லாம் அவ்வளவு அழகா சொல்றேன். வி ஆர் வெரி ஹாப்பி. தேங்க்யூ பகினி. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ
குரு
மச்.
கிருபை அவ்வளவுதான். எனக்கு ஒன்றும் எல்லாமே எங்க குருக்கு தான்.
ஆமா, இது சம்பு ராமாயணம், அதுல சுந்தரகாண்டம் உங்கள்ட்ட கேட்டிருக்கேன், குமார் சம்பவம்
So
கேட்டிருக்கேன்.
nice.
உங்களோட அத்தனையும் அவ்வளவு நல்லா இருந்தது. எனக்கு வந்து எக்ஸாம் எழுதும் போது இட் வாஸ் வெரி யூஸ்ஃபுல் டு மீ. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் மகிழி.
No, no worries. Thank you. Thank you. If there are no questions, then we'll meet next class. Chariya?
Madam,
Yes.
madam,
Namaste.
Namaste. The previous shloka, that meter was something different. Can you please chant how does it go?
The previous one, I think I did it in the first class.
I somehow missed it.
Oh, okay. This one, right? Chanting la saketakhya jyayamasидya vipradiptarya dhara pura jita devadya vishwasagrya savasharava. அப்படி சொல்லிக்கலாமே. Some like a rhymes மாதிரி இருக்கு. It's a very cute meter.
Very,
I'm reminded of Dikshitar's Kriti, and the no.
வந்தே மீனாட்சித்வம் தரர.
தீக்ஷிதரோட அது மாதிரிதான் இருக்கு. இந்த
நோட்டு சுரம் மாதிரி.
நோட்டு ஸ்வரம்
அதுதான் ஞாபகம் வருது எனக்கு. Maybe somebody else can bring out something else. I don't know, but it's just
அத பாட்டும் தெரிஞ்சா this is what happens.
I know.
எனக்கு அந்த சக்காஷிரேயோட ரூபம் என்ன, it is not, it's not in the shloka, but in the bhavartha, no, yeah, meaning of bhavartha, bhavarte tatra chakashire iti padasya.
Chakashe chakashate chakashire. So prakashan iti. So prakashate asti kalu. So kashate adla kashilre is your deeptau iti. So kashi deeptau. The lit lakara prathama purusha bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam. Astu. Dhanyawad.
Madam, once again, please.
Yes.
Saketaksha.
Saketakhya jyayamasидya vipradiptarya dhara pura jita. Now maybe I need to recite and put one chanting video of this. It'll be nice. Pura jita devadya vishwasagrya savasharava.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, no worries. Any other questions?
Can you hear me, madam? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
के इत्युक्ते जले इति भवत्याः उक्तमस्ति. के इत्युक्ते सर्वनामशब्दे बहुवचनमपि च.
कम के कानि केन काभ्यां कैः कस्मै काभ्यां केभ्यः कस्मात् இல்ல அது நிறைய இருக்கு. கே நீங்க வந்து அது கான்டெக்ஸ்ட்ல டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்ணணும். யூ ஹேவ் டு நோ. எங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு வாத்தியார் வந்து சப்ததே அப்படிம்பார். தேர் ஆர் 7 தே தகார தந்தியத்தா இருக்கோ இல்லையோ தே. தேர் ஆர் 7 தே. வாட் ஆர் த 7 அப்படிம்பார் திடீர்னு. So we have to try to identify the 7. You have sahataute, sate taha, tamte taha, tatte tani, first vibhakti, second vibhakti. Adukapro there are 2 more, which is yushmat shabde. Tavate, tubhyamte, rendu irukku. And madri, these are all different ways to context determines. You have to look at the text and of course vyakhyata. ஒவ்வொரு வியாக்கியாதாக்கும் நம்ம வந்து நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணிட்டு ஆரம்பிக்கணும். அவ்வளவுதான்.
மேடம் உங்களுக்கு பெரிய நமஸ்காரம் மேடம். பண்றேன். அப்படி ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ், அப்படி ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங். இது கொஞ்சம் டிஃபிகல்ட்டா இருந்தா கூட இட்ஸ் குவைட் வெரி வெரி இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங். உங்களுக்கு இதுலேருந்து சாஷ்டாங்கம் நமஸ்காரம்.
रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः.
धन्यवाद.
नमस्ते.